Today we are going to assemble a compressor HSN bitzer HSN compressor, and we are going to introduce all part of the compressor during installation. Continue with us. First of all, you should install the inner race in male rotor and female rotor. Inner race of bearing. The next one in male rotor. Inner race of bearing. The next inner race in male rotor is NU 320 and it's roller bearing. Inner race of bearing in female rotor in suction side. After that, we should install a snap ring. This snap ring is installed here. Sometimes it's a little hard, but it should be installed after the bearing. The next one is in female rotor and in discharge part. Inner course of roller bearing. Now we are going to install outer race of bearing, roller bearing in discharge flange. We use a special tool of SKF and push the outer race with hammer and a special tool. Without any harm to bearing, you can install it. Okay, and the next one is female bearing. Change the tools. Choose the right one and push it with hammer. Really easy. These two parts called piston ring, but this two part is a seal, shaft seal. We should install these two part here and here. Before that, coat these seals with grease, and the place it should be located, coat with grease, and then you can install them. Easily install. And for female rotor, these two seals prevent entrance of hot gas to bearing side. Now we are going to place discharge flange on the rotors. Discharge flange installed and placed on rotors. Now we are going to install discharge bearing. We should install bearing on discharge side. Before that, we should place these two spacer ring. These two spacer ring is between roller bearing and angular contact ball bearing. These two parts. Angular contact ball bearing and roller bearing. Install it between them easily. And the next one on female. Now we are going to install angular contact ball bearing. Two of them here on the male rotor and two of them on the female rotor. Hit the bearing with induction heater and then easily install it without any harm to bearing. Easily install the second angular contact ball bearing. After angular contact ball bearing, install a space ring on a space ring. There is a lock nut. And it's finished. Now we are going to install angular contact ball bearing of female rotor. Pay attention, you should hit the bearing with induction system. Now install the second one, the second angular contact ball bearing of female rotor. And heat it only with induction system or with hot oil. You can use hot oil or induction system for heat bearing. Install the last inner race before lock nut. Now we are going to install lock nut on the female rotor. Now we are going to align the rotors with filler method. After that, we are going to align the rotors with tail gauge. First of all, we are going to align with the fillers. Install bearing of the cover of suction with special tools. After installing roller bearing, install retaining ring with lugs. Check it, it's installed correctly. There is two ways to align the rotors of a screw compressor. One of them is using this tool. This is a filler. The distance between rotors and discharge flange should be equal. Female and male should be equal distance. You can use by this tool filler. Another way is using dial gauge. We describe it in another movie how to assemble a screw compressor completely. Part is cover of lip seal, and this is lip seal. It's a kind of seal, and we are going to show you how it can install in the compressor. But before that, we should install this part in the cover. Lip seal prevents oil leakage from bearing, suction side bearing, to the winding. There is two-part cover and cover plate. Install it with a special tool. Here, behind of bearing, roller bearing, female roller bearing. Easily. The next one. And female roller bearing, suction side. Okay. Now we can install bearing and cover of a lip seal and lip seal of suction side of male rotor here. Push it with hammer and a special tool. The next part is the bearing of suction side of male rotor. With changing the noise, you can feel it that bearing installed in the right place. cover of the bearing, these two parts, it should be installed here. Install covers in the right place. Apply Loctite to the bolts and tighten them. Three 6 bolts, tighten them. Before that, apply Loctite. We finished this part and this ready to install rotor and discharge flange on the housing. But before that, we should install a slider here. Coat housing of a slider with oil and install a slider easily. Easily it can be installed. Install a sliding block here and push the slider and tighten it. Apply Loctite to your bolt. The housing is ready to install rotors. Check the slider movement. Apply oil. Easily it can move. Everything is all right. We can continue. Now it's the time for female rotor bearing. Another way to align rotors, it's using dial gauge. It's a little complicated and I describe it in another movie, in a course, in a completely course, how to assemble a screw compressor. And I describe it really long with all of the details. Both of rotors should be in a exact line with a exact the distance between discharge flange and rotors. After discharge flange, you should install cover of discharge flange discharge cover. In after this part, we should install piston, shaft and a sliding system and filter, oil filter and capacity control solenoid valves and regulator. Apply Loctite to a screw and then tighten shaft to the slider. Apply oil to cylinder and piston of a slider.